guess my answer is yes, of course you can control pests biologically. Mites, green aphid, rosy aphid, most of those secondary pests are fairly well controlled by biological techniques. We've been doing it since I started in the business in '80. Stanway was going strong, and integrated mite control's been around a long time. So, yes. Always. There's not a pest control decision I make that doesn't involve biological control. The program is built around getting as much biological control as I can get. It's free. So if I can set up a system that doesn't create problems, then I'm well ahead every time. We use pheromone confusion to start the season out. We minimize our use of OPs and almost any insecticide that I don't have a specific use for. So unless, I'm not really keen on prophylactic materials, unless they're soft. And so we use oils. We try to avoid timings that we think maybe will be a problem. And a lot of that work's pretty recent. So there's not a lot of data, but what we have we try to use. We generally try to get all of our spraying done early in the season, and then after probably June, we just don't use anything that looks like an insecticide. And it's worked pretty well for pushing 10 years. Well, I think that there's a whole bunch of chemical products out there that aren't real positive for natural enemies, and I try to avoid the ones as best I can that look like they're going to create a problem. There's, once again, some good scientific data that shows some of them now are a little more disruptive, and I try to use products that I think, from conversation with entomologists and people here, are least likely to cause me a problem. I think that you start spraying things like lime sulfur as a growth regulator, bloom thinner. I think there's probably negative effects on mites and other things, and it's pretty well demonstrated. There's mowing practices and clean cropping practices that I wonder about. A lot of these orchards are mowed every week to within a half an inch like their lawn, and there's not a weed in sight. I'm not sure what kind of environment that builds. I'm certain they do. It's pretty obvious out in the field. I know scientifically you have to be able to prove it 3 times and get it blessed by a committee of your peers and whatever, but in the field I don't need that much proof. I just need to go out a few times and see, I put on this product and I have that problem. If I don't have the problem, then I guess presence absence, I'm right. There's not a high standard of proof. So, I mean, it's just economics. Well, initially it's riding out the pest pressure, because you don't get good predation normally unless you have some level of pests. And if you have no tolerance, it can get kind of nerve-wracking. And when you start out in this business, a lot of us started in the ag chem business, and back in the old days with glutathione and thiodin and plictran, and they all went in one tank and everything died. So going from there to being able to tolerate pests is probably was the most challenging, and it still can be these days. I wrote out a population of woolies this last year that had me pretty nervous before it crashed. So that's the worst part. The challenge is getting is getting over that hurdle of being able to see pests and not need to kill them every time. That's what keeps most growers from that, and just the time managing it. It doesn't take me more time now. I've got it worked out with my fieldman and his scout to get things checked the way I need them checked. And once you get that worked out, and most of them will work it out with you. You know, the first years, yeah. I mean, when I first started messing with this a long time ago, it took a lot more time to get confident. Gosh, I've never noticed that there was a disadvantage to free. So, free pest control, I'm not sure how I could find an economic disadvantage to that. The advantages are pretty obvious. You know, you've got less use of pesticide, which means you've got better access to your fields, you have fewer re-entry problems, you're spraying less, you're moving your equipment up and down the rows less. Generally speaking, you know, yeah, there's some sprays that you use, like oils, that maybe you're using a little more frequently, but they're soft. So, I don't know. I'm having trouble thinking of a downside, and I can think of a lot of ups. I don't think they are more expensive, not used properly, and I think it depends on which softer products you're considering. And why you're considering them. My 2 cents is, used properly, that I'm not spraying much at all. It's not really a choice of glutathione, which theoretically is cheap, although probably isn't, versus something more expensive. It's a change in mindset and in tolerance that lets you spray less total. So to me, it's free. But the change is in the head, it's not in the products you're using. It's how much you're spraying. The other benefits are we've all got to breathe the air and drink the water and whatever. And I'm not going to say that I'm excited about the idea of becoming a full-time organic farmer, but anything I can do to cut those products out of the environment, I think I've made a positive contribution. And so I look back over 20 years or 30 years of doing this, and I think I've made a reasonable contribution to that effort. Yeah, I usually buy green lacewing cards and put them out. I've tried lady beetles and almost everything, but green lacewings I've messed with, and I'm working on a project, cooperating in a project this year with application of green lacewings through another, foam application basically. I'm pretty excited about that.